today we are going to so there is a general setting in TM system that is required that may be required in every step in every process. So first we are going to discuss that, and then we will proceed with the other document type configurations and all whichever is required. So this general settings that is required is uh, strategies and conditions. Okay, so for now, I'll just give you an overview of what a strategy is and what is the condition, why it is used in TM system. Now, later when we are discussing a specific topic, at that place, whatever strategy comes, whatever condition comes, at that time we'll be discussing in detail. So, first of all, let's understand condition. Okay, so in ECC system, condition is basically to determine something. Okay, it is like a, uh table where we have some input fields, some output fields. So that output can be one field or it can be a structure as well. So based on the input field, that output will be determined. So that's the use of a condition. Um, Let me take an example to explain that. So the first document that is created in TM, we saw till the point where we trigger a TRS0 output from sales order to PI. Through PI, it is supposed to come to TM system. Now in TM system, the first document that is created with that XML file is OTR document. OTR is order based transportation requirement. Okay. So this OTR is having OTR is part of a configuration. This configuration lies in this place: SAP TM integration, ERP logistics integration, order-based transportation requirement. Okay, then define order-based transportation requirement types. Okay, so these are all the types. Means each type is having a different configuration settings that we are going to discuss later. So like this, there are many types. This is one type, this is second type, three, four, five. So like this, we can maintain n number of types in the system. Okay. Now, when the XML comes to TM system, it has to pick one of the document type, one of the OTR type, using which this document in TM will be created. Okay. Now, how that OTR type will be determined? This determination of OTR type is controlled using condition. Okay, so like I told initially, condition will have input field and output field. So this OTR type name will be the output of that condition. Okay, and the input will be we can define the input based on our requirement. So it can be based on let's say the country that is maintained in the sales order, or it can be based on the customer, or it can be based on the sales order document type. So this is the flexibility that we get with condition. We can we can create a set of input data that is required for our process. Okay. So based on that input, we get an output. So that is the definition of condition. It is used to determine a certain thing. So this is one example of determining what OTR document type. Like this, there are a lot of places in TM system where we use this condition to determine something. So that was about condition. The next thing is strategies. Okay, so This strategy is a part of process controller and is a like is kind of an advanced framework that SAP has given in TM module. The use of strategy is in strategy. First, I am giving a high level view and then we'll see in the system how a strategy can be defined. So, unlike the ECC systems, in ECC system we have uh, enhancement spots and all to do custom enhancement. Okay. In TM, SAP has given strategies. So let's say if we want to customize something, we can create a class and method for that. That class and method will be assigned to a method. A method means a name, and that method will be assigned to a strategy. That is again going to be a text. So there there are placeholders in TM system where I can customize this. I can config this name, the strategy name, whichever is defined. Let's say carrier selection is a process. So for carrier selection, we have a different approach. Okay. So we can create a strategy for carrier selection, and there are placeholders in standard where we can assign this strategy. So it's kind of a switch. The moment we assign that strategy to the carrier selection area, carrier selection will start behaving in the custom way. And let's say with some upgrade, we have got that functionality in standard as well. We can simply remove that strategy from there and put the standard strategy back in. And the system will start running as standard SAP system. So that is the main use of strategies. So that is like, let's say we have created a custom setting for a process. Now with the upgrade in SAP, we got that setting in standard as only. So at that time, we can remove our custom strategy and put the standard strategy in that place. So system will start behaving in as a standard SAP system. So now we'll come back to the OTR type. So our process is done till this place where XML is generated in ECC system. Now XML is it has to come to TM system through PI. When it reaches TM system, the first document that is created is order based transportation requirement, and it has a document type. So document type controls the business process. Whatever configuration settings we make in document type, the process will behave in that way. So in this case, let's take an example of this ZD01 demo OTR. So as this is going to be a transactional document, it has a number range, and one of the OTR type will be default type. Okay, so these checks are for that. Now, this BW relevance is to this. If we want to transfer this document for business warehouse purpose, for data warehousing, for analytics, then we can check this checkbox. This is for BW relevance. Okay. Then enable approval workflow in case if in the process if there are some approval workflows to be enabled, we can check this checkbox. Then track changes. Track changes is for tracking the changes or enabling the change log for the document. If this is checked, then if there are any changes in this document, these changes get logged with the user IDs. Who has changed what? Okay, this automatic freight unit building. So this is a case where OTR we call this document as OTR document. Once this OTR document is generated, the subsequent document is freight unit. The subsequent document is freight unit, and so if we want that freight unit to be generated automatically, we can check this checkbox. Okay, then the freight unit creation happens automatically. The next thing is enable EM integration for event management integration. So with this checkbox, it will be enabled, and the event manager logical system can be assigned here. Okay. These settings are for output profiles. If in case we are triggering any kind of output from this document, the output can be a mail or a set of instructions. Those things can be, the output profile can be assigned here, and system will trigger the output based on this output profile. Okay. Retention period will be in number of days, that after these many days, these documents can be archived. That is for retention period. Now, dangerous goods profile is used in a process where we have a set of dangerous goods to be transferred. I mean, the transportation will be happening for dangerous goods. So, these dangerous goods are standard codes like ADR, IATA P, IATA C. All these are business standard codes. So, the profiles will be created for that. So to trigger dangerous goods specific settings, we can assign the dangerous goods profile in this OTR document type. Okay. Then this text schema and text type is to pull the text coming from ECC system. So these texts are controlled by the text schemas and text type. These are the main settings of text determination framework. So whatever text is coming from ECC, if we want to capture that text in OTR type, we have to assign the text schema and text type here. And in configuration, there is a linking of ECC text type to TM text type. So based on that, those texts are copied from the XML to OTR type document. Okay. Now the next thing is propagate changes. So in this, there are three options. One is synchronous propagation of changes. One is asynchronous propagation of changes, and the third one is synchronous propagation of changes. If that fails, fall back to asynchronous. So this is for the how the changes should be propagated to the subsequent document. This is for that. Okay. Now the next thing is Incoterm location stage building. So we saw like during the creation of sales order, we discussed what is Incoterm. Incoterm is a business terms using which the responsibilities of goods will be transferred, right? So Incoterm location stage building is like whenever we assign an Incoterm in a sales document, we also have to assign an Incoterm location. Okay, so like we were saying that this defines where the responsibilities are transferring. So that Incoterm location will be the place where the transfer of responsibilities will happen. Okay, so let's say the order is created from A to B and Incoterm location is X in sales order. There can be some cases, let's say if we are responsible for transportation only from A to X, then in this, if we give this setting, so in the settings for stage building code for Incoterm location, the settings are like this: source location to Incoterm location. So if we if we assign this configuration here, then the stage in the freight unit or in OTR will be from A to X instead of from A to B. So that is the use of this field. Using this field, we can create the stages based on Incoterm location. Okay. The next thing is stage profile. So stage profile is used to build multiple stages in a document. So when we say multiple stages, like I had given an example earlier where we have different carriages in transportation: pre-carriage, main carriage, on carriage. So if there is a case where A to B transportation is required, A is in some other country, B is in some other country, and between these two locations, in actual case, there will going to be the three stages: pre-carriage, main carriage, and on carriage. So it will be A to X, X to Y, Y to B. These three stages will be there. So if we want to create the number of these stages by default using a stage profile, we can assign the stage profile in this configuration. Okay, so we can see some options here: direct shipment, stage profile for direct shipment, stage profile one. So this we are going to see in detail while discussing about these stages. But if we want to create multiple stages in a OTR type by default, we are going to assign the stage profile in this place. Okay, so this is the setting for that. The next one is stage profile condition. So this is that one placeholder for condition. If let's say if we don't have a stage profile to assign directly, and the stage profiles are like they vary based on the requirement, based on the order coming from customer, or some based on some parameters, if it is varying, then we are going to define a condition for stage profile, and we are going to assign the condition in this place. In the condition, the output will be stage profile based on the input. So only one condition is there currently. So in this case, so these conditions are controlled by condition types. So in this case, we have only one condition created for this condition type. This is a standard condition type /scmtms /trq underscore. Okay, let me get into detail of stage profile. So we'll come back for that. We'll come back to that place where stage profiles are defined. So this is in this area, forwarding order management, and define stage profiles. Okay, in this, let's say we'll select this one, STG1. This is a ID and text for the like header level data, and then we click on define stage type sequences for stage profile. Okay, so in this, these three stage sequences are available in this stage profile. These three stage sequences are, each sequence is having a stage type assigned. So stage type 01 means it's a pickup. 0203 also is a pickup. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. 01, then second one will change to main carriage. 04. And third one will change to delivery. Okay, so when we assign this stage profile to the OTR type, it will split the stages in three different legs. One will be pickup, second one will be main carriage, and this one will be delivery. So the other configuration settings which are available for this is stage type can occur in any number. That means there can be one stage for this, and manually also we are able to insert stages. So if this is any number, means we can delete also, or we can add one more stage manually. Both the things are possible. But if we select this one, stage type must occur at least once. In that case, we cannot delete this stage type. Okay, stage propagation. So this is to enable the flow creation of these stages, indicates that a stage is automatically generated. Means when we assign this stage profile to the forwarding order or this OTR type, the stages will be generated if this is checked. Okay, the next thing is always relevant for planning, never relevant for planning. So whether this stage is going to be relevant for planning or not, that can be controlled based on this setting, determination rule. The next thing is settlement rule. So when the settlement should be created for this document, that is controlled based on this thing. So here it is mentioned when freight order or freight booking is created. So once this is done, then we can create the settlement. So these settings come from stage profile. We'll do one thing. We'll assign this stage profile to the OTR type. Okay, let me do one thing. We'll create a new stage profile. So I have created two stages for this stage profile STG2. Okay, and we are going to assign this in the OTR type. Okay, so now we'll see the difference when the sales order comes and creates the OTR in TM system. This is used for that. This next field is to dynamically determine the stage profile instead of assigning like this here directly. In that case, we will use the condition. So based on the input field, the stage profile will be determined. So let's say we have these two. Let's say we have two options, STG1 and STG2. For some cases, we are using STG1. For some cases, we are using STG2. So those cases we will be differentiating in our input parameters, and the output of that will be the result. So let's say for there are two set of customers, customer X and Y. For customer X, we should create STG1 stage profile, and for customer 2, it should be STG2. So in that case, we will not assign this. Instead, we will assign the condition. So so that will be determined based on the condition. So this example of condition I'll explain you in case of freight unit building, which is available here. Okay, so this is for the condition. Now the next thing is for enabling internal charge calculation. If we want to enable internal charge calculation for this document, we can check this checkbox. For internal settlement also, we can enable this checkbox. So settlement is a process where financials are settled, amount payable, amount receivable. So if there is any internal settlement, internal means it will be intercompany. So that will be, this field will be checked for that. Now these are the main settings to control the business process that we assign in this OTR. So first is default unit of measures for weight and volume. Now next thing is plan on required or confirmed quantity. So requested or confirmed quantity. Okay. So in ECC sales order we are maintaining a requested quantity. Let's say 100 each is are requested by customer. Now how do we want to do the planning? Either it is based on number of requested quantities or based on the confirmed quantities. So we get both the things from ECC system. In ECC we have schedule lines where the confirmation details are there. Let's say if I have created a sales order for 100 quantities, but out of 100 quantities, the available quantity with me is 50 only, and 50 only I can confirm. Okay. Now, based on this setting, uh, the planning will happen. So let's say if it is plan on requested quantities, in that case planning will happen for 100 quantities. If we select plan on confirmed quantities, in that case planning will happen for 50 quantities. So this is about this field. The next thing is planning profile. So this is planning profile ID that we assign here. We will discuss planning profile later during planning, what it is and what's the use of it. But for now, the only thing that we can understand is there is a placeholder to assign planning profile in OTR type configuration. Okay. The next thing is freight unit building rule. So as I said earlier, freight unit is a subsequent document of OTR type, and we have already checked automatic freight unit building in this case. So we also have to assign the rule. This freight unit building is a rule in which we will maintain all the conditions using which the freight unit document should be created. Okay. So this rule is defined separately and assigned in this document type. Okay. So this is the assignment of the rule, and the next thing is, if let's say this rule is not fixed, in that case we have the condition placeholder, and the condition can be assigned in this place. Okay, so let me open this condition and show you how the input comes and how the output is determined. Okay, so to access all these things, to access the freight unit building rule, freight unit building conditions, we require the transaction NWBC. All these settings are done in NWBC only. So when I run the transaction NWBC, it opens a browser like this, and it will have different areas like this. So all the transactions will be done in this screen. So we were discussing about freight unit building rule condition. So let's pick the freight unit building rule condition ID, and we'll put the condition ID and see how the data is maintained in that. So this is the area conditions in the application administration tab of NWBC. So here we can click on display condition. It will open a new screen. So, see, this is a BRF plus condition in which this area is called as a decision table. This decision table is having these input fields and this one is the output. So, if this is destination location, means it will be the customer location, ship to party. So, if destination location is coming as 54, in that case, the freight unit building rule that will be picked to create freight units will be this one, ZTM demo FUBR02. If the destination location is not equal to 54, means if this is any other value, it will pick this freight unit building rule. Okay. So that's how conditions can be used for dynamic determination of something. So in our case, the customer is South India distributor, which is 91. So in that case, system will pick this freight unit building rule. Okay. So we'll see in future what settings we can maintain in the freight unit building rule. So that's how a condition can be assigned to this. So these are the settings that we can maintain in a OTR document type. We'll try to trigger a sales order. Standard SAP calls that condition before creating OTR. Let me open that condition, and then after that I'll show you the condition framework also, how a condition can be defined and how can we uh, change the output and all, how input fields can be defined for a condition. Okay, so our condition type in this case will be this one, OTR type determination. There can be some other custom rules also. So for that we can also create the this one. This is a condition name. Condition name can be with anything. The main thing to trigger this condition in this case is this condition type. Everything is controlled by condition type. So this condition. So in condition type configuration, we have this setting whether multiple conditions creation is allowed or not. So for case of OTR type, standard doesn't allow us to create multiple conditions. Let's say if I want to copy this condition. So okay, let me show you the configuration of this condition type as well. So in the configuration, it is mentioned that only one condition should be allowed. So we go to basic functions and then we go to conditions. In this define condition type is there. So we can click on position and give this. For OTR type, see, only one condition allowed for this condition type. So if this is checked, then I cannot create multiple conditions, and there will be only one condition in the system. So directly based on the condition type, I can pick the condition irrespective of its name, right? We cannot create another one. Let's say I am copying it. New condition name is ZTM. We can edit everything. Data we can edit, but this name is not editable once it is saved. When we get a new system, in that case, there won't be any condition created for this condition type. So the first condition will be created by us only. Configuration, this configuration will be in place. This standard OTR type condition type will be defined, but there won't be any condition record created for this condition type. And this is configurable. Let's say out of these five, if I don't want this, I can remove it. If I want one more to, okay, yes. So these all these fields are data access definitions. So let's say these we go to this data access definition area, and these are all the fields. So the TM architecture works on a BOPF framework. Okay. So in BOPF, the things are controlled in BOs, business objects. So as we see here that this condition type is defined for a business object TRQ slash SCMTMS TRQ, and the node is root. Okay. So we can pass the input from the same level only. The fields that we are passing as input should be available in business object TRQ and node root. So you see here that these five fields are available currently. This is consignee ID, which is in TRQ root, destination location on TRQ root. So like this, there are all five entries are available coming from TRQ root. Let's say we want to create a new one now. We can click on create, and it will give us a blank line. In this blank line, we can write the name of BO slash SCMTMS TRQ. Node is root, and so there are some requirements in which we need information to be flown from different BO. In that case, there's a different approach for that. We need to define a data crawler. So this data crawler will pull the data from one BO to another BO, and then we assign the data crawler profile ID here, and we give the field name. So that is second type of data access definition maintenance. The first one is this. So let's see the first one first, and then we'll first one, yeah, yes. I am giving tor. Tor is another BO, and let's say I am also assigning a field. So in the search help, it will show me tor root fields. Let's say I am giving tor ID, and now if I'm coming back, so at this place it does validation. and it says for condition type OTR type, only BO, SCM, TMS, TRQ data can be used in condition definition. So either we have to directly, if you, this is that direct assignment, if we are doing at this place, this should be only from TRQ route. If it is coming from a cross BO, then first we have to create a data crawler profile and assign the profile here, and then we can give the field name. So these business objects are having associations with each other. TOR business object is having association with TRQ, and we want to bring the data from TOR to TRQ. So in the data crawler profile, we will maintain these settings, that what is the source BO, what is the target BO, and from the target, it will pull the data to source. It will be like that based on the associations. In the, okay, in SPRO here. So these are the configurations which comes in a condition type creation. The This is only for output. This is a result field. So this is in basic function condition. So in condition, these five settings are there. Data access definition, define text for data access definition, define condition types, assign condition types to data access definition, and define data crawler profile. Okay, so in this data crawler profile, uh, we do that setting where we pull the data from a different node, different BO and node. Okay, and the condition type is, let me delete this. Okay, so when I'm doing a create and when I'm doing a search help on data access definition for conditions, okay, these are the fields which are shown to me, only these fields. That is because these data access definitions are defined here in this data access definition section. So we'll go by this name. Let's say SCM TMS TRQ ORD type. Okay, this one. So this is from TRQ root base BTD something. So this is a data access definition, and we have assigned the details to data access definition, that data will be coming from TRQ root level from this field. Okay, and then this is how data access definition is defined, and then this data access definition is assigned to the condition type. So our condition type is TMS OTR type. To OTR type, these are the data access definitions which are assigned. And we can see these 7 entries here, and here also 7 data access definitions are assigned to the condition type. Okay, this is the assignment of data access definition to condition type. So I'll just give you a brief about the data crawler also, so that it will be okay. So this is one data crawler which is defined to get the data on TRQ root level. Okay, ZTM sales or DET is a custom data crawler profile defined. In the path steps, we'll be able to see the data is coming from where to where. So if we go to path steps, in this case, so we want data on SCM, TMS, TRQ root level, right? And this level is having these many associations. If we go to the search help in this place, these are all the associations available. These are all the associated nodes on TRQ root. So we wanted data coming from item level, item to root level. So in that case, we have selected item, and this is how the item level data will be pulled to the root level. So this is how our data crawler profile is defined. And then while creating the condition, we can directly give the profile ID here, and we can give the field name. So let's say in this case, the profile ID is this. And then we can give some field name from the item level of TRQ. It will accept that. Okay, so this is the other way of defining conditions using data crawlers. And these conditions are can be modified directly in production system without any transport request. Even this input field structure also can be modified. Okay, so our OTR type, the expected OTR type for us will be this one, this line, YT00. Okay, so let's do a transaction. Okay, so now it says document is complete. We are going to save the document. 2758. So one output would have been triggered for the output type TRS0. This is triggered. And to see the message status, we can copy this message ID and check in the transaction SXMB underscore MONI. Okay, it's successful from ECC system. So let's check it in TM now. In TM also we go to the same transaction SXMB underscore MONI. We'll just execute it. It takes the latest one first. Okay, so it has failed in TM system. We can see the details why it has failed. Product ZFG test is unknown, it is saying. So that means the product is not transferred to TM system. Let's do one thing. We'll first transfer the product to TM and then repeat the output. Do this transfer of master data. The first one is CFM1. Here we have to generate the integration model, and in CFM2 we can activate it. So I can check material in this case, and I'll give the material number ZFG test. Okay, and then execute. This is selected and click on generate IM. So why the number has come 2? Because maybe this material is maintained for 2 plants. If we click on this, yeah, it will show like this. The material is maintained for BG01 and PL01. That's why it is giving us 2 records. So we have activated that. Now we go to CFM2. Okay, so transfer of this material is successful. Log is generated. Now we'll go back to the failed XML. This was failed. We can click on repeat. Then this message will be reprocessed. Okay. Now it is saying repeat one posted successfully. That means this message is successfully the processing is done successfully, and whatever was expected, let's say OTR we were expecting, it would have been created. Now we'll come back to sales order and we'll run this VA033 transaction, and we go to TM status. So now it shows some data here. That means the TM document creation is successful. We can click on document flow to see the details. So it says this OTR, this is the OTR number 114 times 01094. This is created, and freight unit 413454 is created. Okay, so we can click on this and it will redirect us to the TM system. So this is the OTR document that is generated in TM. See, the document type is YT00. We were expecting this document type only based on the condition. This is ERP order type. In ERP system, we are creating orders with order type OR. Okay, but PI system, it understands, it converts OR into TA. So while checking in TM system, it should be TA. So we have maintained the record with TA, and the output is YT00. So OTR type which is created is of YT00 type, and uh, it has 2 lines. Out of these 2 lines, confirmed quantity is available in the second line only. This is because in our sales order schedule line we have 2 lines. That's why in OTR also 2 lines came. If you see here, uh, These are the two lines, 6th and 7th. 6th is not having a confirmed quantity. Confirmed quantity is in 7th line. And we have configured the OTR type in such a way that plan on confirmed quantity. So freight unit will be created only for this line, second line. Okay, we can also see the freight unit number in sales order in TM status. And similar to this, in TM also we have a document flow, this one. In this we can see all the documents, subsequent documents. So freight unit is there. We can click on the freight unit number and see which freight unit building rule is selected. So we had put a condition for freight unit building rule in our OTR type. YT10 freight unit building rule is pulled. Okay. Because the OTR type which is used is YT00. So all the configurations would be used from YT00 only. If we go to SPRO and we go to integration, ERP logistics integration, define order based transportation. So this YT00 OTR type is created, right? So all the process flow that is going to take place will take place based on the configurations done in this. So in this freight unit building rule assigned is YT10. That's why the freight unit which is created, that is created through freight unit building rule YT10. Okay, and it's a link is there. We can click on it and it will open the freight unit building rule. So in the freight unit building rule, this document type is there. Uh, this is the document type of freight unit document type. So this freight unit is of ZD02 document type. Okay. So in this case, freight unit building rule YT. Yeah. So in freight unit building rule, we maintain all the rules based on which the freight unit should be created. Now, in this case, we see the freight unit is created already for this transaction. So this freight unit must have followed all the settings that we have maintained in freight unit building rule. Okay. So the major settings are so first general data we have ID and description. Now in the control tab, it asks for a transport request if we are in dev system. Okay. In the control tab, there is a freight unit building strategy. Okay. This freight unit building strategy has three options: consolidate as much as possible, consolidate per item, and consolidate per request. So, per request means when a sales order coming from ECC to TM, this is considered as one request. Okay. And per item means the line items of a sales order are considered as item. So if there are, let's say, 5 items, and we have given the freight unit building strategy as consolidate per item, in that case, it will create 5 freight units for that one OTR or one sales order, we can say. Okay. The next one is consolidate as much as possible. So for that request, it will try to consolidate as much as possible, means whatever is feasible. There is a possibility that in the sales order, uh, there are different line items, and line items are having different dates, different delivery date or different material availability date. So if dates are different, then that comes under this parameter as much as possible. Means if dates are different, it has to be put in a different freight unit. But whatever dates are same, it system can consolidate those all those items into one freight unit. Okay, so these are the controls that are available in freight unit building strategy. Now next one is freight unit update strategy. In this, two options are there: item swap allowed and item swap not allowed. So it is nothing but like okay, let me go to the help, and there's an example maintained in that. So to see the way we do F1 in GUI, in NWBC we can right click on the field and go to more field help. Okay. So example is there are two cargo items in a forwarding order. The system creates one freight unit for each item. So one freight unit is planned, FU1, and the other freight unit is not planned, FU2. Item 1 belongs to FU1 and item 2 belongs to FU2. If item 1 is deleted from forwarding order, the following occurs. In the standard system, that is item swap allowed. If item swap allowed is selected in the freight unit building rule, item 2 is moved to FU1 and FU2 is cancelled. If you have selected item swap not allowed in FUBR, item 2 stays in FU2 and FU1 is cancelled. Okay. So this configuration is clear. What is the difference in item swapping? So this is about freight unit update strategy. The next thing is critical quantity. So whatever is the critical quantity, system would expect that quantity to be available in system to create the freight unit. If that quantity is not available, in that case, freight unit will not be created. So in this case, the critical quantity assigned here is gross weight. Okay. So let's say if weight is 0 in the order, then there won't be any freight unit. So like this, there are multiple critical quantities: TEUs, alternative quantity, quantity, net weight, gross volume. These are the critical quantities. TEU means number of transportation units, containers. Then quantity and alternative quantity can be used for eaches or pieces. Net weight, gross weight is for kilograms or ton or whatever. Then volume is for volume based unit of measure. Okay. The next thing is item split allowed. So let's say we are creating freight units, but each freight unit is having a limitation in terms of this critical quantity. So in our case, critical quantity is gross weight. So we are saying that limitation is in terms of gross weight. That one freight unit can be only of 2000 kg. Okay. So if we want to do the split based on the critical quantity, in that case we have to check this checkbox item split allowed, and at the this planning quantities level, we will give gross weight, unit of measure, and the split quantity. So here it is maintained 2 lakh kg. So if the order comes for 3 lakh kilograms, then there will be two freight units created, one for 2 lakhs kg and another one is for 1 lakh kg. That's how this item split allowed, and that's how we can split the freight units with this freight unit building rule configuration. Okay. This apply default route, I'll explain later with the default route. And this document type is the type of freight unit that is supposed to be created. So in system there is a defined document type for freight unit ZD02. So there are some business rules where they say that one freight unit should not be more than uh, a specific kilograms, 10,000 kg. So to accommodate those requirements, this configuration is given here. Okay. Okay. So this document type can be assigned here directly, or there is a document type determination condition. So this condition will work in the same way, where the result will be this document type. And if we have a scenario where one document type is not required for the entire process and there should be a dynamic determination of document type, then we can assign it in the condition. So, and this is the last thing for freight unit building rule, incompatibility settings. So, this is to define the incompatibility between two items, or it can be, so let's say if there are two type of items coming from sales order. One, one of the line item is something which requires temperature controlled container. Let's say something, some items which should be transported sub-zero temperature, in negative temperatures, and another line item which which can be transported in a dry container in normal room temperature conditions. So we can create an incompatibility setting and define that these two items are incompatible with each other. So when these two items comes to a freight unit building rule, automatically system will read this incompatibility and split uh, the entire order in two freight units, one for temperature controlled and one for non-temperature controlled. So that's the use of incompatibility. We'll see later after defining incompatibility settings that how we can use it during freight unit building. So this is about freight unit building rule and how can we control the freight unit building using this rule.